Are you dating? Who are you dating? Do you have a boyfriend? Bruh, do you have a chick? Your life is boring. You need to get a partner. Is there anything wrong with you? Let's get to it. The idea of dating is actually exciting to a lot of people, but I mean, who can blame them? We've seen a lot of movies on TV of people being in relationships, many different romantic movies, and we can help but think to ourselves, what if I have the most handsome man in the world? Or what if I have the most beautiful girl as my girlfriend? And this thought excites a lot of us, and we really want to give it a go. But are things as nice as they seem to be on TV? Or it might be something else? One of the questions many of us need to ask ourselves, especially when getting to universities, is if we want to date or not. And if your answer to that is yes, I want to date, you need to ask yourself a question: why do you want to date? And if your answer to your question is maybe not, I don't really want to date, you really need to ask yourself a question: why is it that you don't want to date? It is when we have these kind of conversations with ourselves that we actually realize that, you know what, we are setting sort of like a direction to our lives, and we are not going to find ourselves in positions where we don't want to be in. But failure to have these kind of conversations with ourselves, we are going to find ourselves here and tomorrow there and the next day the other direction. So it's better to set priorities straight, know what we want, and take that path. Another thing I want us to realize is the fact that many people are coming to universities and this will be their first time of having the freedom that they're going to have. So when they come from high school, they don't have that much freedom. And you can imagine when someone is having that kind of freedom for the first time, there's going to be a lot of trial and error. With that being said, I want you to think of it that, do you want someone to have trials with you? They don't really know what they want. They still want to figure things out. And do you want to go on that path with them, or you want them to find themselves first and then come to you? And the same happens with you. There's going to be a lot of trial and error with you because some people are really excited and they want to do everything they can. And along the way, they meet people that want to, I don't know, sort of like have fun the same way as they want to have fun. People that don't know what they want and go there and do this and do that, which is okay. But the unfortunate thing is that sometimes these people want to have fun, but they come across people that are serious with life. They don't want any fun. They want someone who is serious and someone who knows what they want. And unfortunately, that combination doesn't really work well. Someone is going to get hurt, and someone might have sort of like experiences that they never really wanted to have. Which leads us to our next point, that people might date for different reasons. You go to universities, many people want to date as compared to other people that maybe are not really interested in dating, right? Other people prioritize their books and tell themselves that, you know what, I'm not going to date until I get the qualification that I want. Other people might say that I don't want to date until I get my undergraduate degree, and then I can think of dating afterwards. But there are other people that say from the get-go, I want to date. And those people want to date for different reasons, and the same happens with you. Now, getting to know that people are dating for different reasons, you need to actually, whenever meeting someone, let's say you are ready to date, and you meet someone who is also ready to date and they want to date and they want to give it a go and try things out, you need to have that conversation with them. Why do you want to date? Where do you see this relationship? Right? Because if you don't have this kind of conversation, man, a lot of people are going to be hurt. And that's the unfortunate thing. The truth of the matter is, other people date for fun. Other people don't date for fun. Other people are really serious and are looking for potential partners for a lifetime. But other people are looking for fun, right? Because they tell themselves that, you know what, I'm not going to be young for the rest of my life. So right now I need to do whatever that I can with as many people as possible. And if you have these two people not on the same page getting in a relationship, you can imagine the disaster that's going to be experienced at the end. Another thing that we need to take into consideration is the fact that we come from different backgrounds. And when people come to school with the backgrounds that they have and get into relationships, we're gonna experience a lot of differences, right? I'm gonna make a few examples. Other people come from relatively poor backgrounds, so their intention in dating is to find someone who has money and who will support them, right, throughout their life at the university. And that's one of the things that's actually driving them to finding someone who they can date and make their life easy at the university. Other people just need someone who can support them. It might be mentally, it might be emotionally, it might be physically. Like, we date for different reasons, right? But with these things being said, it's actually very important, as I said, to sit down and talk about these things. But one disadvantage with this one is that not everyone is going to be blunt with you. Other people might hide their intention of why they're dating you, which is very important that we really need to be observant, right? I made another video talking about the fact that love is not blind, right? That meaning that even if you're dating someone, you should be able to see what's going on and be able to see where the relationship is going. Because if you are blinded to these things, you're going to find yourself 6 years, 7 years later that, man, there is no direction in the relationship and there is no progress at all. And in that, you would have wasted your time, the time that you are not going to get back. Now, in a relationship, we benefit in different ways, right? Sometimes you will benefit from the relationship, sometimes you are not going to benefit, but your partner is going to benefit from you. I'm just going to make one example from an academic point of view. One partner might be serious with their academics, but the other one maybe not so serious. But this one, seeing that their partner is not so serious and they're not doing well at school, they might actually decide to devote their time to helping their partners so that they perform well at school. But notice that though that might help your partner, which is a great thing, it might affect your studies, right? It means that you might not actually improve your scores because some of your time is dedicated to helping someone else, though they are gaining. Or it can happen the other way around. You might be the one benefiting from your partner and your partner not necessarily benefiting anything from you. And the other scenario is that you might find someone who is really playful, not serious at all with their academics, and you love them to the point that you really want to do everything that they do. You want to spend every second with them and do whatever, go wherever with them. But in the meantime, you don't really think about how that's going to affect your studies. And you find yourself, though you were focused before meeting them, you end up being like them, and your academics are not a priority anymore, which is actually sad, but it's a fact. So, even though relationships might be portrayed as one of the things that are fun to have or a must to have at a university level, they can actually hinder us from the main thing, which is getting our academics and those qualifications we came here for. I want to take a different angle and say that it's okay not to date. It really is okay, right? Though not many people see things that way, but It really is okay not to date. If you go to university and you make a decision that you know what, I don't want to date now, that's totally okay. People might talk you against it. People might make it seem that you are not the coolest people, one of the coolest people out there. That's totally okay because you know what you want, right? Even though you might not want a relationship, then you know that in the future you will have a relationship and you will find yourself a decent person. It's okay to set your priorities straight and put your academics first before anything else. Either way, or at the end of the day, you are there at the university to get your qualifications and not to get a boyfriend or girlfriend. And one of the sad realities is that for many people that start dating at universities, many of them, from what I know, there is no any kind of stat that talks about this. Not many end up getting married. Not many continue dating after universities, which tells you something. Our priorities and what we want at university level might not be priorities or things we want after university life. So you can think about these things and take them into consideration, especially putting what you want first. I think that's what's really key, knowing what you want and going for it, even though the society says something else. Though I can say that relationships did help other people, especially throughout their lives at university. If it wasn't for the relationships that they were in, I don't think they would be better people that they are today if it wasn't for that. So relationships, we don't get the same thing, right? It's not a lot of people that I know that can say, you know what, I really, really benefited from that relationship, from that relationship, or I'm still with the person that I am right now, and I was with that person at university level. And I want us to think about, can we only find support through relationships, or we can find support through other means of relationships as well? And I can say that we can find support in different ways. We can find support through our friends. We can find support through our parents. I know that our parents are not there all the time, but some parents I know do call and some do come and visit depending on the distance. And you know what? There are other forms of relationship like church mates, people that are there for you. And sometimes these people end up being like family to you. That's how important they are. And you can find different kind of support outside of the relationship, um, outside of you getting any support from being in a relationship. So relationships are not everything. And relationships, I'm not bad mouthing any relationships whatsoever. As I said, other people got good results from it, but other people unfortunately didn't. So you really need to think about it. Whenever going to the university, you need to ask yourself, do I really want to date? If yes, why? Do I want to date? If not, why not? And then take it from there. I really hope that you enjoyed the video and that you will think things through before you get yourself in that next relationship. Let's think about these things, and please hit that like button and comment below for us to engage and talk about whatever topic that you might like us to talk about in the future. You can write it down there in the comments. I will read it and of course make videos related to what you want us to discuss. I really hope to see you soon and keep well and see you next time.